All right, what is up, guys? This is Joseph back with the Utah Utes Football Digest, and Clark Phillips is going to the Atlanta Falcons. Let me tell you, this is a huge steal. Clark Phillips is a guy that up until a couple days ago, people thought would be a late first round pick. Clark Phillips had a ton of hype all the way back to like the off season. People were talking about Clark Phillips as a possible first round pick. Now, I probably bought in a lot to the hype as the season came to a close on Clark Phillips, where you're like, hey, like he's really looked so damn good last year. Like maybe this is real. Like maybe he's going to be a first round pick. But taking a step back, realistically, where Clark Phillips's value in my mind was middle to the end of the second round, right? I especially when you consider what he's probably going to be at the next level, his size puts him as a really good fit to be a nickel corner. I'm not saying he can't be an outside corner, but he suits best at a really really good nickel corner, and that's what the Falcons are getting. And don't hear what I'm not saying. You're getting a second round value corner in the fourth round, guys. You're What a steal. Clark Phillips was such a great player last year. So in 20, you know what? I'll talk about all that in a second. So make sure you guys like the video. Also, comment down below. What do you guys think of Clark Phillips so far? If you're a Falcons fan, are you guys hyped to be getting him? If you're a Utes fan, do you guys think the Falcons is a good fit? Either way, we're going to talk about it. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. We're going to break it down. I'm going to tell you guys what a great player Clark Phillips has been over the past couple of years, and I'm excited. Let's go ahead and dive in. So, first off, Clark Phillips had an 85.2 PFF grade his final year playing for the Utes. So, very good player. I mean, this is a guy that really took that next step. He really did. And really, what he was for Utah was the number one guy, right? He wasn't perfect every game, but he was always a playmaker for the Utes. He was a guy that could eliminate a lot of number one receivers. But even if he couldn't eliminate some of the number one receivers, he could make them have a really bad time, right? Clark Phillips, like I said, 85.2 grade, and really was an awesome playmaker for Utah. I I can't say enough good things about Clark Phillips. Now, I do want to say though, like I said before, he's going to be a nickel corner, right? That's probably why he's being brought into the Falcons. Maybe he can compete on the outside, but that's probably what you should be expecting is a nickel corner. And what he brings as a nickel corner is really a playmaker, guys. He is willing to get in the run game and get dirty. 5'9", 184 pounds, but is willing to get in there and get dirty. On top of that, he's got the playmaking ability. 9 career interceptions, 21 pass breakups. And the really cool thing is on those 9 interceptions, 4 of them were pick sixes. Last year, he had a 3 interception game against Oregon State. Just a monster, guys. I mean, this is a guy that can be a game changer. He also is a guy that is very dependable, really a good player. I think you guys got a good one here. You seriously did. Uh, I can't imagine you'd want much more. Just to give you an idea, we're talking about a guy that was 2021 all Pac 12 All Conference, AP All Pac 12 second team, 2022 Pac 12 All Conference, 2022 unanimous All American, um, 2022 AP Pac 12 Defensive Player of the Year, and was a finalist for the Jim Thorpe Award. So, really good player, guys. This is a guy that should be, in my opinion, an immediate starter for you guys at nickel. He really should. He should come in, be your starting nickel corner, and to get that guy in the fourth round. And I think he has potential to be a great nickel corner, like a playmaking, awesome nickel corner. So that's what you guys got in Clark Phillips. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is why Clark Phillips might not have lived up to the draft projection that some had for him. So I think we all realized that, right, over these past couple weeks. It felt like there was a good shot Dalton Kincaid was going to go higher than we thought, and there was a good shot Clark Phillips was going to go lower than we thought. I had no idea Clark Phillips was going to drop that far. Like I said, I thought mid to end of the second round. But it is clear why this would happen. I mean, when you look at Clark Phillips' RAS score, that's it's a 5.6, and that's not terrible. It's like average to good, right? And the big thing is the size, right? And I know the size doesn't make the player, but the size is taken into account with the player. So 5'9", 184. I think you can get by with that, and you can still be a first round pick. It's not eliminating, but I think the other numbers matter a ton, right? Like when you're that small, you need to have a crazy athletic profile, and that's not really what Clark put out. He had good athletic numbers. I think the 40-yard dash being a 4.51 plus his shuttle being a 4.32, which the 40 is not terrible, but the shuttle's pretty bad, right? That's pretty low. Really good 20-yard split, really good 10-yard split, which is why I think he'll be such a good nickel, right? Like that's what you need for those drills. But for some of the other stuff, not the best athletic score. So you add that along with the size, and you see the vertical there. It's a 33, not good there either. So you add all that together, and you could see why teams might have been a little concerned with Clark. Plus, I think some Utes fans thought last year, not 2022, but 2021, was that Clark may have been better than he actually was. Clark was good in 21, but he needed a really big 2022 to make some of the projections people had for him happen. And he had an awesome 2022. I hate having to do this stuff where I have to kind of bash on a guy because it's not what I'm trying to do with Clark. I think Clark's going to be an amazing NFL player, but I do just want to shed a little bit of light to some people on why he did not make it in the first round like some projected. Okay, so that's kind of what happened with Clark Phillips, right? Went lower than we thought, but still a very good player, and the Falcons should be super excited. So I think the number one thing I'd like to hear from you guys in the question, if you've lasted this long, I'm going to drop you guys a little question you guys can comment on. Um, why did Clark Phillips drop? I gave you guys my opinion. I think he was a very good player that had some trouble against elite wide receivers. You look at Drake London last year, right? I think he really good, but the RAS score held him back a little too. But I would love to hear your input. Why did um, Clark Phillips dropped to the fourth round? Why didn't he get picked earlier? I'm excited to hear what you guys think. Outside of that, guys, please do make sure you guys like the video. Also, subscribe to the channel, and we'll be putting out a lot of Utes content, and I look forward to doing it. I'll see you guys later. Go Utes.